Hello everyone, my name is Zenitsu and I'm back with another Digi Finance video. So today I'm back over at UUTI for their bi-monthly special sales rankings of the best-selling card in each rarity for the given time period of November 1st to November 15th. So during this time period is when a lot of the early meta for Booster Set 3 is being made and found. So a lot of that early meta is probably going to be reflected in the sales rankings for each of the cards in the given rarities. So starting with the best-selling SR during this time period, it is going to be Blitz Greymon. So Blitz Greymon isn't that big of a surprise considering how he just fits very, very well into the red Omnimon deck. So what Blitz Greymon is doing is he naturally has the piercing ability, so that's when he attacks into the opponent's Digimon, then they are still going to take security damage. On top of which, he also has D-Digivolve 2 on one of the opponent's Digimon, which is really powerful because you could use this to basically get rid of a whole bunch of problematic Digimon and reduce them to a weaker state. So that way it sets the opponent a little bit farther behind on trying to really establish a good solid board. So he's just a really, really fantastic card for that. He's also really good not only in red decks, but he's also good in black decks, considering black already has cards with D-Digivolve in it. On top of which, black also has its own level 7 rush deck, where it could use Alter S and Millenniumon, so he could be really good in there, on top of which he could be really good in Ragnalordmon also. So he just has a whole bunch of flexibility and usability for a lot of potential decks, and that's probably why he is the best-selling SR in this time period. Now, the best-selling rare in this time period is looking to be the new Angelwomon. So this Angelwomon is pretty interesting because she has a when Digivolved ability, one of your opponent's Digimon gets a security attack -2 until the end of the opponent's turn. So this way, when you Digivolve up into her, they aren't really able to deal you security damage, so that could potentially buy you a lot of potential time. On top of which, she has a really nice inheritable effect, where she gives, when attacking, if your security is 3 or less, then you get to play one yellow level 3 Digimon for free without paying its cost. So this is really good because there's ways in yellow where you could set up your security to be at 3 or less, and then you could always recover it if you're in danger, and then on top of which, just being able to just play cards for free not only just helps you build a good board state, but helps you Digivolve up faster and just have more pressure on the opponent overall. So she would go into a build something similar to Shine Greymon, where they could potentially use this type of a card, or a lot of people are testing other yellow decks, and this card is just a really good card for a lot of other yellow decks. Next, we have the best-selling uncommon in this time period, which is going to be Bastimon. So Bastimon is pretty good because it is basically the Lavogaratimon for blue. So this is probably a good card to play in your blue Omnimon decks because it's just filling that same role as Lavogaratimon, just being a very cost-efficient Digimon to level up into for being an ultimate Digimon. So Bastimon is probably just a really good card to just help get up into your megas that much faster, and that's why Bastimon is ranked as the best-selling uncommon. And lastly, we have the best-selling common during this time period, which is actually a slightly older card. It's Booster Set 2's Angelwomon. So this is a really interesting card because this is a card I didn't really expect to see on this list. So this is probably a card that's seeing a little bit more experimentation considering green is on the rise. And green likes to have a lot of Digimon that could beat over your Digimon with. And considering that this is an ultimate with a lot of DP, means that it's a little bit harder for those decks that like to beat up on your Digimon to, beat up your Digimon with. So this is just a really interesting card to see here because, again, it's just kind of unexpected compared to some of the other cards that might see a lot more play and be in a lot of more popular decks. So that's definitely a really big surprise. But the early meta definitely has been shaping out to lean heavily towards the green decks, the blue decks, and the red decks, with yellow being a big experimentation zone right now. So that's kind of all I really have for this video. As always, tell me your thoughts down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next video.